Welcome to Black Moshannon State Park and their 250-acre lake that is covered in vegetation, creating a bog that colors the water black. I spent 4 days kayaking and mountain biking here. It's a beautiful park at the top of a mountain about 20 miles northwest of State College, PA. It's beautiful kayaking with large open spaces that narrow down into short passageways that go through the vegetation. A great place to kayak. Come along as I show you this park.
Here we are at Black Moshannon State Park. It is a huge lake formed out of a bog, which has all this vegetation. Beautiful kayaking. Today, just like a sheet of ice, piece of glass. Been here for 4 days. First day or two, I kayaked the whole way down, but it was kind of windy. This is by far the nicest day I've had so far. Just noted as one of the biggest bogs, definitely in Pennsylvania and even part of the nation. Just glides along smooth as silk. I'm in a Liquid Logic KO12, sit on top kayak. It is sunny, so I have some. And being here 4 days, the plants, according to the wind and current, changed. Some areas I could get through. The next day I couldn't get through. I thought it'd be pretty stationary, but it does move and change. Here, this vegetation comes the whole way out into the middle. They do have piers for fishing. They have 4 different areas where you can put in your canoes or kayaks. They do allow electric motors, and I even saw somebody with a small outboard motor. They have swimming beach. They have mountain bike trails. They have regular trails. Overall, a very nice park. It is in the middle of nowhere. It's about 25 miles northwest of Penn State, 9 miles from Phillipsburg, but you climb up the mountain probably for 4 or 5 miles, and it's at the top of the mountain, and the nearest town is Phillipsburg, which is 9 miles away. There are absolutely no cell reception, no internet reception, and if you have an RV, which I do, no TV reception. So it's been an enjoyable 4 days, relaxing. I've read a book. I had some movies downloaded on an iPad. It just has been a relaxing couple days. And as you get down a little further on the lake, it starts off to the left. There's another kayak place to put in. Here to the right also is what they call launch site number 2. Where I put in was launch site number 1 is for people who are camping and people who, I guess apparently you can rent an area to keep your canoe or kayak tied up to. Just saw some fish jumping. I talked to a local guy who was on a paddleboard. He came the whole way up from the top. He said, if you go over the whole length, you're looking at about 3 miles, which is the biggest lake that I've been on in a state park. From here you can bear to the left, or you can go straight, and there's woods ahead. It narrows into like a little inlet, and it's really covered with vegetation. There's fish jumping right in front of me. There you can see, as I pass the little inlet to the left, it starts to narrow down. Up there to the right is the last launch site. It's known as launch site number 3. And actually, one of the rangers told me that if you want to skip the wide open water and get right to these little inlets, that's the place to launch from, but I don't mind the paddling the whole way down. Especially today, it just is like grass. Again, I know I repeat myself. And it just keeps getting narrower and narrower as you head down. And we'll bring this back up when we get down around the bend here. There's a good view of the launch site. There's a road that runs the whole way along from the campsite and the camp store the whole way down, dead ends down here. And there's private cabins the whole way along the road. So it goes down in dead ends, and you have to turn around. And to get around this, the vegetation is just so thick on top of the water. I've just never seen anything like it. And I was surprised at the mountain bike trails. I mountain biked this morning and yesterday. There's only like 2 or 3 trails, but they're very good. In fact, the one is pretty technical, a lot of rocks. But I survived it, thank heavens. I went out this morning and cut down some trees that were crossing them. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not, but I did it. So now you can get through without having to stop and lift your bike over it. There again, it goes off to the left. I headed back there yesterday, but if you stop, you can't get through. The vegetation's so thick. It just goes down to the end. And then I get around the corner. And it just seems to go on forever. There's an idea of the launch site with the cabin up behind it. And I said there's probably, at least a dozen cabins all the way down that road. Here I'm getting down where it's supposed to narrow, but they've had some bad wind the last couple of days. It looks like what used to be open is now closed. I was down here 2 days ago, and there was a waterway that went through this. It was probably only about 12 to 15 feet wide, but it lets you kayak through it. Now it's completely blocked off. Ever-changing time. Looks like there might be a little place over here to the left. But it's amazing. I just never dreamt it would change like this. Yeah, there is a little way, but that's a lot narrower than it was the other day. Amazing. I know, I keep saying amazing, but it is. Completely different than anything I've seen before.
Here's a drone view of the lower portion of this lake. It shows how expansive it is and how wide it is. And there's only that small inlet that allows you to kayak through it. It's just unbelievable, the vegetation that's laying on top of the water. It meanders on down, getting narrower all the time until it finally just comes to an end to where you can't get through.
I don't see anybody else out here. Yeah, they really changed it. I went the whole way down on, this is Thursday, went the whole way down Tuesday, and it just goes down to the point where you can't see the woods ahead of you. You get down towards there, that's just completely grown in. There was nowhere to go around. You had to turn around and come back. Yeah, it's a lot heavier vegetation down here than up where it first started. Yeah, this is narrower by probably 5 or 6 feet than it was the other day. And here's what he told me about. I'm starting to see bugs. The guy that was on the paddleboard said you get down this so far and you got to turn around because the bugs are so bad. They start eating you alive. I'll get down here to this next section and pretty much turn around. And I came down the whole way from there, and it looks like I'm as far as I can go. Stops right here. And the rest of the lily pad, I guess you could go through it, but that's not real smart. And it looks like the woods is bounded there, and I'm at the end of the lake. Beautiful place, made it to the end. And now I'll start my way back. Paddle boarders. Hello.
Hi there.
Made it the whole way back up to the other end where the bridge stops you from going any further, and that is where I put in off there to the right. Hope you enjoyed this short video of Black Moshannon Lake, and if you ever have a chance, make sure to get there. It's a great place. Thanks for watching.
You can go this direction. There's my RV sitting there waiting on me. And this will be the end of my kayaking at Black Moshannon State Park. The beach is on the other side of that bridge for swimming.